Well, here we are. We've got our tow bar fitted and we're hooked up. The car's at 98%, indicating 216 miles to go. Obviously that's based on what I've been doing in the week and a bit since I've had it, rather than with the Caravan attached. Tow bar works really well, flips out from underneath. It's much further away from the car in my last car, so it's much easier to attach without scratching the car. Don't have to crawl underneath either. I'll put a video up. You know, the electrics are actually on the tow bar. Fitting the little hook to attach the breakaway cable to is also on the back of the tow bar. So much better. The car knows there's a Caravan. It's got a button to test all the lights, so I could do that by myself. Press the button, go back, and you get all the lights flashing different patterns. So we're now going to head off towards Bath, which is just under 100 miles away. We've scoped out all the services. I'm hoping that we'll get between 80 and 100 miles first time towing, which puts us well in range of Leigh Delamere. Leigh Delamere looks like it's got quite an easy route into chargers where you can put the Caravan in a car park space right next to the chargers quite easily and quickly without battling the one way. So we're just going to head off and we'll update you later on.
If you see me dreaming,
well, we've made it to our destination. We started off, what was it, 98% battery. We are now 45% and we've done 79.5 miles. We've not had to charge yet. So we're going to stay here for a couple of hours. We'll be heading back. We will have to charge to get home. And here's the stats. So as I said, 79.5 miles. We've done 45.6 kilowatt hours per 100 miles. Average 40.8 miles an hour. 1 hour 57 minutes. And there it is, 45%. The gauge in terms of the number of miles left isn't correct. It's saying 95 miles left to go. I don't believe that for a second, so we might need to read some instructions on that one, see how we get that to update. But all good so far. So here we are, we're at Leigh Delamere eastbound now. You can see behind me GridServe charging point. But they're slow 50 kilowatt and it's in use, and the person next to us is at 30% only. They're going to be here for ages. We've got here, we've only got 18%. We've done 118 miles, so it's not too bad. We did have to unhitch our Caravan. It's way over there in the distance, but I'm being impatient. So what we've got is, we think we can get over to the westbound service without going on the motorway. It's only 1.4 miles. Reckons we'll get there at 16% left. I think that's probably going to be 15%. It's not very good at not very accurate at measuring that. So we're going to give it a go. So that was a bit nerve-wracking, that was a bit hit and miss. So we did manage to get across to the westbound carriage through sort of the service route. Lots of signs, authorised vehicles only, no entry. Had no choice. So we got here 16% left. We're now plugged in to GridServe on the westbound. It's telling us to charge to full. We've got 1 hour, 1 minute. We're charging at 140 so kilowatts. We're up to 21%. There's quite a few extra chargers here. There's only one with 2 sockets on the eastbound, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 this side, and a bunch of Tesla points. They're Tesla only, these points, and it's parking beside it, right at the back from the building, so quite likely to be clear. Hi Sam. So we've just managed to throw the Caravan in this parking to the side of us. So we're going to sit here for half an hour or so, get enough charge to get home. We're going to watch some YouTube. We've got Prime on the car. We've got our phones and Disney. We've got some snacks. So have a rest and head on back. I've been plugged in for about 35 minutes. We're up to 87%. So gonna get ready to head off. Just charging up to 90%. Probably about 40 minutes. Not too bad for a stop. Oh, we've got a problem with this charging thing, haven't we, Sam?
Yeah.
We're going to be finished charging in 3 minutes. I'm ready to stop, getting ready to go. But what have you just said to me, Sam?
Can we stay here
And why do you want to stay here?
to watch the football match?
Because we have got PSG versus Arsenal on the car. But, like, Sam,
Yeah.
there's an hour to go.
I don't care.
We're not watching it.
Why?
We're going.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'll leave you while I deal with this argument. Okay, so we've made it back. How was it? Well, actually, the car did better than I thought. So, as you last saw us, we were at Lee Delamere westbound because the eastbound chargers, only one was working, it was in use, and it was only a 50 kilowatt. The person plugged in was only at 30%, they're going to be there for ages. So we were naughty, we went through to westbound as you saw, and we charged up. We charged up to 90%. And from there we've done 74.6 miles, and we've got home with 26% left, so that's okay. What I would say is that the dynamic range calculation for the battery percentage you have left in this Volvo EX30, it's the twin motor we've got. Forget it, ignore it. It's no good. Work out in your head percentages and things. Always assume that it's half of what it's saying. It isn't half of what it's saying, but be safe. So yeah, we're back. We've spent enough money on public charging to probably feed a third world nation. 85p a kilowatt hour. It's 7p at home. I guess it's the convenience. But you can tow with an EV. You know, looking at what we've done today, if you went 100 to 0, I think you would get around 140 miles. Whereas without towing, it's showing somewhere around 240. So just over half, or just under half even. So, you know, being reasonable with your percentages, 100 miles, a couple of hours between charges is reasonable. Yes, both times we charged, or we tried to charge, we did have to unhook the Caravan. But that only takes 5 minutes. You know, both times we were able to leave the Caravan somewhere in our sight, and put locks on. So, yeah, not as convenient maybe as a 5-minute petrol stop, but it's not that big of a deal, it really isn't. And for the fun of having the power of the EV, compared to what we had before, the gadgets, you know, I am such a geek, you'll have probably even noticed my number plate, you know. It's amazing. The economy, you know, I'm probably doing 2p a mile charging at home when I'm not towing. So even with the extortionate public charging, we're easily going to be saving on travel. You know, I know the car costs more, I know the insurance is a little bit more, but servicing is 18,000 miles, 18 months instead of 10,000 miles every year. When you do service, there's less to service, you know. I've not done it to save money, but you know, there probably are arguments around that it might, especially as prices of EVs are coming down all the time now. In terms of the actual Volvo EX30 twin motor compared to our Dacia, we had the Dacia Logan. It was a 0.9 litre 3-cylinder. You can barely tell you're towing. You know, putting your foot down, it's as though it's not there. People going past you, you know, lorries, coaches, etc. Whereas in the Dacia, which was quite close to its towing limit, you know, the wind of something going past you'd feel it in the steering wheel. Don't even notice it in this. The manoeuvrability, the tow bar position, you know, it's further away from the bumper. It's really good. The only thing that's a little bit annoying is one of the gadgets that this car has is what they call pilot assist. You know, it's cruise control plus. When you're not towing, it will keep you in the lane. It will keep the distance to the car in front. If the car in front slows down, it will slow down. If the car in front stops, it will stop. When the car in front goes again, it will move off. If it spots that there's a lane free, it will let you know, you indicate, it will move into that lane. All of that's gone when you're towing. It won't even do simple speed-based stick to a speed cruise control. The compromise is you turn on the speed limiter and you set it to 50 to 60, you know, whatever you want, and you just keep your foot on the accelerator pressed, and that will keep you at that speed. So it's not as good. You do still have to have your foot down, but you're not having to control it as much, and it's a lot more economical and easy. Fridge being powered is fine. The charging for my lithium setup is brilliant. If anything, the EV can give more power out than the Dacia used to. I'm not sure. You probably saw on the Dacia we had an issue with some of our fuses at some point, so it may be having the proper Volvo wiring, etc., as opposed to an an aftermarket fit to the Dacia, that maybe things are just rated a bit better from the car end. The tow bar itself, not having to crawl underneath, having the connection for the electrics on the tow bar, having the point for the breakaway cable on the tow bar, again, that amazing. The reversing camera with a line on it really helps hitching up. So all in, yeah, I think it was good. I think the benefits far outweigh the slight annoyance of the charging. If we'd checked out the services a little bit better up front and knew that the eastbound Lee Delamere M4 services only had one 50 kilowatt charger, whereas the westbound have 10 plus high speed chargers, we might have stopped somewhere else. We might not have had that other issue we had. So I think, to sort of sum it up, yeah, it's thumbs up from us. Maybe a little bit more planning from us in terms of where we're going to stop and charge and making sure that things are appropriate, but so far I love it. Real test is going to be a couple of weeks time. We're up to Clubfest, so we're going to be taking the trek from Reading all the way up to Chester. It's probably going to be 2, maybe even 3 charge stops. We've got to plan it out. But hopefully we'll make it there before closing time. If you do see us, come say hi. We'd love to have a chat. If you see us broken down on the side, come and give us a push. Or battery pack, I don't know. But otherwise, yeah, really good. I'm really pleasantly surprised. Any questions, as always, please do put something in the comments below. Always try and answer. And if you like the video, you want to see more of the same, yeah, there's going to be more towing EV experiences coming up. Please subscribe to get notified of them. See you next time.